dhanurdharō dhanurvēdō daṇḍō damayitā damaḥ aparājitaḥ sarvasahō niyantā'niyamō'yamaḥ.
Dhanurdharā and dhanurvēdō, we can do them together. Dhanurvēdō, Veda means to know. So dhanurvēdō means one who has got the entire science of how to use the handle, the bow and the arrow, archery. So that's one of the weapons. Astra, Shastra, there are so many types. So the science of archery. So dhanurvēdō means one who's got all the knowledge of archery. And also once the person has that knowledge, he should be able to use it. Therefore, dhanurdharā, he uses or he carries with him the bow. Who carries with him the bow? Lord Rama carries the bow with him. We can't think of Lord Rama without the bow over there. And the quiver of arrows, of course, which he has strapped onto his back. So dhanurdharā actually means over here Sri Rama Avatara. Rama Avatara is being indicated over here. And he is supposed to be exceptional. Arjuna also was weird. Very, very good in handling the bow and the arrow. But there was no comparison at all when it comes to Rama. Tyagaraja Swami has written a very beautiful kirtan over there. He says, Vakamata, Vakabana, Vakapatni, Vratudu. Bhagavan has taken on the Vrata in his Rama Avatar. And what is it? The Vrata. Vrata means a commitment that we make onto ourselves. Nobody forced it on us, but it's a commitment. And what is it? Vakamata, one word. Given word means given word. He will never go back on his word. Come what may. Even in the face of death. So word given means word given. There are no two things at all. We've seen in the Ramayana. Dasharatha says, don't go. Bharata goes to the forest and says, please come back. Kaikeyi says, I am very sorry. I did it. I got tempted, Rama. But now I've realized my mistake. Please come back. So many things happened which should not have happened because of my greed, my desire. Come back. Word given is word given. Sorry. After 14 years, I will come back. So one word. Vakamata, Vaka Bana, Vakapatni. One wife. That was his commitment because Kshatriyas were allowed to marry more than once. Because kingdoms are there to make peace with somebody or when they conquer. So the thing is they marry the princess of that country. It was allowed for Kshatriyas. But Bhagavan Rama in his Manava Avatara took on to himself the Vrata that I will have only one wife whatsoever. So at the end, after the Pattabhisheka, when Sita goes to the forest because of the washerman who said something, and then he had to do a yajna. He said, no, I am not going to marry again. Therefore, a golden Sita was placed next to him. Because we cannot perform a yajna without our life partner. So both are needed, husband and wife, king and queen, both are needed. Sita is not there. So they wanted Rama to get married again. He said no. So what was the alternative? Then the alternative was to make a golden Sita and place her next to him. Vakapatni. And also Vakaban. Once an arrow has been left, there is no question of the arrow not doing its job. A second time he need not have to leave in. In the forest also when he is there, Bhagavan doesn't have the bow and arrow with him because he has been walking over there. Sita and Rama have been taking a walk in the forest over there. Lakshmana is not there with them. Bow and arrow is in his kutia. What does he do? He takes a blade of grass and he charges it with a mantra, and that itself he leaves like an arrow. That crow story incident of that. So once left, there is no withdrawing it, or there is no question of it not hitting the target. So dhanurdharā. Again in the 10th chapter, Bhagavan says, amongst those who wield the weapons, I am Rama himself, he says. So the best is picked up in the 10th chapter of the Gita, Vibhuti Yoga. The best one is picked up over there. Best or something which is out of the ordinary, extraordinary, or something very, very unique. Whatever Bhagavan takes over there, or indicates over there as I am this, I am that, if we see, it will have some extraordinary qualities. Not the ordinary, above the ordinary. Some human unique traits will be there. When he says, amongst the flowing water, rivers, I am Ganga. All rivers he only is. But why does he take Ganga? There are some special qualities of Mother Ganga. Therefore, Bhagavan is associating himself with that, with Ganga. It doesn't mean he is not there in the other rivers. All rivers are he himself in a different form. But he picks up Ganga over there to give to us an altar of contemplation. Similarly, when we come to one who can handle Astra and Shastra, all the devatas have weapons in their hands. Devi has got, Shiva has got, Subramanya has got, all of them carry their weapons. And of course, the Devata army also will have its weapon. But who is the best? Bhagavan says, amongst those who wield the weapon, I am Rama himself. He says, so dhanurdharō, and when he is wielding his bow and arrow, Bhagavan does it only for construction and not for destruction. That also, and constantly it is there with him, which represents for us an alertness. Because we can say, oh, I needed it at this point of time, but it's not there with me. Bhagavan is always shown with bow and arrow. It shows a sense of alertness, awareness, and a sense of preparedness over there. Any moment, it's there with him to use it. And will Bhagavan use it for destructive, to destroy? No, he doesn't. But then he destroyed the Rakshasa army, he destroyed Ravana, Kumbhakarna, ityadi. This is all constructive destruction. Like I said, all our devatas are carrying only weapons in their hand. If you see all the pictures, even the Saumya form carries weapons. Why? It is for constructive destruction. We are destroying something for construction. And what is it? Where adharma is, where unrighteousness is, that has to be destroyed. Where there are negative qualities, negative emotions, they all have to be immediately destroyed so that the good can come in. So that is what is called as constructive destruction. So when Rama and Ravana are fighting with each other, it's not two human beings. We shouldn't only think that Rama fought with Ravana just to bring back Sita. That is also there. Because Raja he is. Raja Dharma it is. When somebody has carried away his wife, he has to bring back. It's his dignity. These are all messages for us, how a leader should be. Leader only doesn't mean at the highest level. All of us are little leaders in our own ways. So these are all messages for us. So it's not just to bring back Sita that he is doing, because ultimately when he brings Sita back, he is going to become Raja Rama. So what has he done? Before he sits on the throne, he has destroyed adharma, and therefore he is sitting on the seat of dharma. That's what Bhagavan promises in the 4th chapter. When dharma goes down and adharma raises its foot, I will be there to destroy adharma, to protect dharma, and to reinstall back. That is why the throne is called as Simha Asana. Asana means seat. Simha means dharma. The throne is called a seat of dharma. Bhagavan will sit on the seat of dharma only when adharma is destroyed. Similarly, the Kaurava Pandava war also. It's not a war between two factions of people. It's a war between the right and the wrong, the good and the evil, between dharma and adharma. That is why it's called a dharmakshetre kurukshetre. Kurukshetra means a field of activity, wherein dharma is ultimately going to be established. And for that we need to do whatever we have to do. So it's a constructive destruction over there. It's not a destructive destruction. Destructive destruction is what we all do. Just like that, destroy things. So Bhagavan doesn't do that at all. In all of it, if we see, there is always something very constructive in even the destruction that he is doing. Krishna killed so many Rakshasas who came. Kamsa sent one after the other. Starting from Putana onwards, we don't say Putana Samhara, we say Putana Uddhar, Putana Moksha. Dance drama will be titled like that. So even over there when he is destroying, ultimately what is happening? Good is happening. So dhanurdharā, dhanurvēdō, daṇḍā, damayitā, damaḥ, we can take them together. Daṇḍā means one who punishes. Daṇḍā means, you see the stick. Literally I am saying. What is the daṇḍā? It's a stick. Why do we take a stick in our hand? To beat somebody, to punish somebody. So daṇḍā is that which helps to punish the adharmi. So the dharma gets reinstalled. And there are a few people who have got the daṇḍā in their hand. Everybody doesn't have. We also have it in small scale, small measure. It doesn't mean literally having a stick in our hand. It means the authority and the right to pull up a person and to punish the person. So as parents, we all have a daṇḍā in our hand. Literally doesn't mean a stick in our hand. Or the teacher doesn't literally have a stick or a scale in her hand. But she's got the right and authority to pull up the person. If needed, give a punishment also, physical also. Why? For the good of the person. That is called as daṇḍā. So we have it at our levels. The leader of the king will have it at his level. It's called as Rajadaṇḍa. The king always carries the Rajadaṇḍa with him. When the Dasara procession comes on Vijayadashmi day in Mysore, just before the king, we've seen it. Now it is Devi Chamundeshwari who is brought on the elephant in the Dasara procession. Earlier the king would come. Jaichand Rajendra Vadehar we have seen, up to him we have seen. So when he is coming on the Ambari, on the golden, this thing which is there on the elephant, before him the Rajadaṇḍa comes. Somebody will be coming carrying it. So when we see the Rajadaṇḍa, it's like a silver staff or whatever it is made up of. We know the king is coming. It represents for us the king. So as much as we would revere and respect the king, we revere and respect the Rajadaṇḍa. And that Rajadaṇḍa gives to the king the authority and the capacity to punish or to pull up his praja. It's like the coat that the judge wears. It gives to him the authority to punish the criminal, even to give a death sentence. Everybody can't give, but the judge can. So he also has a daṇḍa in it. Daṇḍa doesn't mean literally. A police with his uniform, the uniform becomes a daṇḍa. So he can pull up somebody who has crossed the traffic signal, who has jumped the signal. But everybody cannot punish somebody who has jumped the signal. So his uniform becomes literally the daṇḍa over there. He can stop the person and pull up the person, and if need be, punish. Bhagavan's daṇḍa is daṇḍa of all daṇḍas. Just a few days back, we saw the Sengal. We heard about it. We saw it on the TV. How when the Britishers left our country, they handed over the power to the Prime Minister through a Sengal. It's a Rajadaṇḍa. That is the one which is handed over subsequently to the next king. And that is a reminder that there is this person, the king, has got all authority, right to pull up his praja, individual or collective, and he can't misuse it. Who gives to the king the Rajadaṇḍa? The Guru gives it to him. So all our kings had a Rajaguru with them, and the Rajaguru is the one who gives it to the king with this thing that may you never misuse it. May you never misuse your power. The concept behind it is very, very beautiful. So daṇḍa, so Bhagavan's daṇḍa is daṇḍa of all daṇḍas, we know. When he gets up to punish, when nature gets up to punish, nobody can escape. And it will be the right punishment for whoever it is, whether it is individual or whether it is collective. She knows, Mother Nature knows, Bhagavan knows when to punish, and when they punish, it is always for the good. When we pull up our children, it is always for their good. They may think that we are very strict, we are too disciplined. But we know that it is for their own good. So the damayitā means controller. The moment the person has got the daṇḍa in his hand or her hand, they become the controller. Control of whatever they are controlling. As parents, we have control of our children. As a teacher, she has control over her students. And what is the danda? The very chair. Chair doesn't mean the chair on which the teacher is sitting on. She's there on the platform as a teacher. That's enough. She's got control of all the children over there. This is a very beautiful power which is given to a person. Any profession we can take. So damayitā means one who regulates, one who controls, one who governs. The king regulates, controls, governs all his praja. Bhagavan is the one who controls, regulates everybody outside and inside. Outside also he is looking after things, the world of things and beings that he has created. Within also he looks after us. Who is the one who is maintaining us and keeping us going on physically, mentally and intellectually. Otherwise we would collapse. So damayitā, damaḥ. Damaḥ actually means self-control. So when danda is there and damayitā is there, one who has got the scepter in their hand, one who has got the power in their hand, and one who has been allowed to control and regulate and govern and rule, they should have dhamma with them. Self-control means not to do the wrong things. It should always be for the welfare and the well-being of everybody. So if Bhagavan, even if he punishes, it's for our good. Even if the teacher punishes, it is for our good. Even if our parents punish us, sometimes a physical punishment, it is for our own good. So damaḥ, that is what. And why ultimately it will lead us to blessings. Because of the punishment, we became good. So the end is always, the logical conclusion is very important over there. So some of them will translate this dhamma as the ultimate gain. The ultimate gain or the blessing we got because of the punishment that was, enforced on us, or because of the restriction that was enforced on us. Damaḥ. Aparājitaḥ, invincible Bhagavan is. This nama is different, but the meaning, so many namas have implied it. Aparājitaḥ means, jitam means to win. Aparājitaḥ means nobody can ever win over him. For him only Jaya stands for. For him only Mangala stands for. So when Bhagavan comes, it can be a battle between the good and the bad, Rakshasas and the Lord, or it can be subjective in us, a battle between the good in us and the bad in us. Ultimately, the good alone will win over. Yes, there will be ups and downs sometimes, but finally who will win? Satyameva jayate. It's only the good that will win. It is only the noble which will ultimately succeed. It is only Bhagavan who stands for dharma which will win and stand tall, not adharma. In the Mahabharata story, when the Yuddha is about to happen between the Kauravas and the Pandavas, Yudhishthira, the eldest of the Pandavas, gets down his chariot, walks up to Bhishma Pitamaha, asking for his blessings. He is going to enemy rank, enemies. Bhishma is on the other side, but he knows Bhishma stands for dharma. But he has to, because of so many other conditions and constraints, he has to be on the other side. Yudhishthira knows what Bhishma stands for. So he goes and asks for his blessings just before the war. In the Mahabharata it comes. So beautifully Bhishma tells him, you are on the side of dharma or truth. Where truth or dharma is, Bhagavan will always be there. And where Bhagavan is there, on whosever side is there, victory is automatic. So why have you come here to get my blessings? He said, you go and do your part. You do your karma. Everything will get taken care of. So beautiful. So aparājitaḥ, he never ever, if dharma stands face to face with adharma, dharma means Bhagavan, God is dharma. He is invincible. He can never be contained. He can never be destroyed. Ultimately, he alone will win. That is the meaning of Satyameva Jayate. Aparājitaḥ, sarvasahō. Again, one who bears, just like Bhara, Brit. The nama is different, but the essence or the meaning is the same. Sarvasahō. Sarva means all. Sarvasahō means one who bears everything. Sahana. One who bears everything, one who carries everything, one who supports everything. So all the worlds are supported by him. He bears everything like a burden. Not like I already said what burden is. So sarvasahō means one who carries the entire universe. He created, he is looking after, and then finally it will all get dissolved into him only. Therefore, who bears the weight? He alone is bearing. In the Kurukshetra war, the war we always say is between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Actually, it is Krishna's war. Sarvasahō. He is carrying forth the whole war. For how many ever days it went through, without directly fighting over there, without lifting a weapon, but still he is carrying on the entire battle. It need not be direct, indirectly. Just by being the charioteer of Parthasarathi, actually he is the one who is conducting the entire war, Mahabharata war, without directly engaging in the battle and without even lifting a single weapon. But he is the one who carried forward everything. How beautifully he carries forward everything. Similarly, whether it is like outside, in a society, for a community, or for us individual also, he is the one who carries forward everything. He bears everything. No burden we can actually take on to ourselves. He is the one who is sitting inside us and bearing everything, shouldering everything. Our joy also is his, our pain also is his. Who is bearing both of them? He is bearing both of them. Why? He is always in that state of equanimity. He is always in the state of balance. We are the ones who go off balance. So, sarvasahō. Niyanta means to control. So, aniyanta means one who has got nobody to control him. In fact, it's the Lord who controls everything. He is the one who is behind the sun and the moon and the planetary system, behind nature, the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the human kingdom, the semi-divine being, the celestial being, the devatas, making them do whatever they are supposed to be doing. Their swadharma they have to do. So there should be somebody behind them all, making them do what they are supposed to be doing, which means to control. So Bhagavan is the one who is controlling everything and every being. In nature we see everything very beautifully follows a certain pattern. The seasons come and go. The planets, they go around the sun. Everything is very, very organized. There is a rhythm over there. There is a systematic way in which everything and every being behaves or follows. So it looks like somebody is there behind them all controlling. Otherwise, if there is nobody to control, we know what happens. Nobody to control, then we do whatever we want to do. So everything is very, very strictly following the laws of nature. How are they following everything? It's because there is somebody over there to control. A CEO, supreme most. So if Bhagavan is the one who is controlling all the 14 worlds and whatever is happening over there, is there anybody controlling him? No, there is nobody controlling him. He is the supremest controller of everything around us and about us, both outside of us and inside of us also. There is somebody in us who is controlling our, closing the eyelids and opening the eyelids. From there onwards, whenever we eat anything and we swallow, there is a valve over there, small little, wherein the windpipe has to be closed so that the food goes over the windpipe without going into the windpipe, and it should go only to the food pipe, into the food pipe. Who is there who is maintaining everything, organizing everything, regulating everything? It's Bhagavan. So therefore he is the one who has got no control. He has got nobody above him. Everybody is below him. So in that sense, aniyanta, aniyamaḥ. Niyama means laws. There are laws everywhere. In nature there are laws. The planetary system is obeying them. all. We also have, the mineral kingdom has its own laws. The plants have their own laws. They don't ever or disobey the laws of nature. Animals have their own laws. We have our own laws, which we are all supposed to follow. As human beings, there are certain do's and there are certain don'ts. It's a question of whether we are following them or not is a different matter. But we are supposed to follow them all. So niyama means laws. All of us come under certain laws. If we disobey them, we know what will happen. Maybe the punishment will not come today or tomorrow, but certainly we have to face the consequences after some time. When we disobey the laws of nature, when we disobey the very laws, to be called as a human being, we are supposed to have some humane quality. That is a law for us. If we don't possess the humane qualities, we are standing on 2 feet, but we are not entitled to be called human beings at all. We are behaving like animals. So there is something which is guiding us, laws which we should follow to be entitled to be called as a human being. So all of us have laws. All are governed by laws. Things are governed, beings are governed. Is there anything which is governing the Lord? Are there some laws under which the Lord comes under? No. So aniyamaḥ, he is the one who has got no laws whatsoever above him, which he has to obey. It doesn't mean Bhagavan disobeys everything. Bhagavan himself is the law. He is the very law. All the laws which our scientists have discovered, we say Newton's law, Einstein's law, so and so's law, they're all nothing but nature's laws of nature. Who created them all, or who gave it to us all? Bhagavan only gave it to us. The law of gravitation, which Newton discovered. He says whatever is thrown up will come down because of the gravitational pull of the earth. Just because he formulated the law and called it the law of gravitation, it doesn't mean before that it was not existing. Even before Newton gave the law to us on paper, whatever was thrown up used to come down. That means the law of gravitation was existing even before he discovered it, and he gave it to us in the form of a law. So Bhagavan himself is the law. So lawgiver. He is the law, he is the lawgiver, and also he is the law administrator. Laws can be given. Laws are there. But somebody should be there behind us, making us follow the laws, strictly obey the laws. Who is it? Bhagavan. So if he is making everybody and everything follow their rules and regulations, their laws, is there a law above him which he has to obey? No. Niyamaḥ. He doesn't have any laws to obey. Does it mean nobody dare to lay down laws for him? He is the ultimate. That's what it means. So he is the one who is the lawgiver, but he doesn't come under any laws. He is above and beyond all laws. Yama means, Yamadharmaraya, we call him Yamadharmaraya. Yama means change. Yama also means control. So therefore, Bhagavan is the one. Yamaḥ means he has absolutely, nobody is there who can control him, but he controls everything. All these 3 namas which we are going through are all interrelated. Yamaḥ means there is nobody to control him, but he controls everything. If there is nobody to control him, then does he do anything which he should not be doing? Never ever that happens. So therefore he is the one who controls, but he has nobody to control him. That's one meaning. Yama also means change, because Yamadharmaraya, death means change. Yesterday died and today was born. Morning died, afternoon was born. The bud died and the flower is born. It's like change. So death means change. Yama means change. Yama, he is the one who is beyond all change. He is the changeless. He is the changeless foundation or the substratum or the adhisthana on which all change takes place. For us to recognize change, there must be a changeless substratum or a platform to support the change. Only then we can recognize the change. Who is the one who is the support of the very change that we are perceiving outside of us and inside of us? It is Bhagavan. So therefore, ayamaḥ means one who knows no change. He was, he is, and he continues to be. In him all change takes place. And also he is the one who controls everything. In the Bhagavad Gita also Bhagavan says, I sit within each and every body, each and every being, and make them function, control them. Just as the electricity controls all the equipment through which it is passing, similarly Bhagavan is sitting in each and every one of us, and he is the one who is controlling everything. Whatever is happening within us, most of it is all involuntary. Breathing in, breathing out, our heart beating, lungs expanding and contracting, diaphragm going up and down, circulation, digestion, excretion. Who is the one who is controlling all of that? Bhagavan alone is controlling everything. Is there anybody to control him? No, there is nobody to control him. He is the supreme most. Beyond him, there is nobody. So that's the meaning of ayamaḥ.